Good afternoon. I'm now going to call the Wednesday, November 5th, 2025 meeting of the Norfolk County Commissioners to order. I'm going to read the governor's proclamation on remote participation. On March 28th, 2025, Governor Healy signed into law House Bill 62, an act relative to extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency, which included a 2-year extension of the option for public bodies to hold remote meetings by suspending certain provisions of the Mass Open Meeting Law, General Law, Chapters 30A, Sections 18 to 25. That action was effective immediately, extending the current option for remote participation through June 30th, 2027. I'm going to ask everyone to stand and join me in saluting the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'm going to call a roll. Commissioner Stady.
I am present, sir.
Commissioner Collins. Commissioner Shea is present. We have a quorum. We're going to skip executive session for now, and if we have no objection, I'd like to go to item number 5.
Sure, no problem.
Commissioner Stady. Item regarding the town of Canton Fire Department regarding opioid grant program funding. I'll turn it over to you, Richard.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. I'm very pleased to introduce this afternoon for the audience and for our meeting. We're very pleased to have the new fire chief of Canton. Well, feeling it was Wendell Robery. Beside him is Dr. Michael.
Candace.
Okay, I got that name almost, just on the way over here. And also is former chief and town manager of Canton, Charlie Duty. At the 911 ceremony, which I was very honored to attend in Canton, I got talking to Chief Robery about some things that maybe we could do to help him out. And he had mentioned he had a great program, but there was a need for funding. It's a blood warming program, and that's all I could say. I don't want to steal their thunder, but he said they had a need for some money. And so I said that perhaps we could be of some assistance in the county. I'm very pleased that we were able to put our heads together and come up with some small funding for one of it. I think it's just 3 warmers that they use for their vehicles that go out and transport the blood, to save people's lives. So it's a great day, not just for Canton, but for the county, because they're called upon to help other towns, and they'll tell you about, where they go and how far they go and things like that. So I don't know if you wanted to give them a chance to say a few words.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
and then
I
we'll
have
take
a
a
speak.
picture.
Chief Robery, would you like to speak first?
Yeah, sure. So
You want to come up here and you can come up here? It's okay.
Yeah, right here.
Sure.
Yes. So I can. The money that we requesting is for the blood warmers. So recently, the blood warmers that we use now have been discontinued, and with that, the tubing with the blood warmers are discontinued. So they're not compatible now. So we need new blood warmers, and basically that's where the money is going. We reuse the blood warmers. It's the tubing that we have to get. So we need the new blood warmers because the old one that discontinued.
And I understand that there was a private donation also from someone in the town that
There is,
yes, remained anonymous.
yeah,
But this will purchase the third one.
exactly.
And it's in conjunction with, you're going to get a partial grant from the Canton Association of Business. They're going to donate some money at Christmas time or at the holiday party, and then you'll have enough to buy the things you need, which is great.
That's great. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
That helps us out a lot.
How about the doctor? Do you want to call him the doctor to say a few words?
Sure.
Well, explain. We were talking on the way over about this fascinating program. This is kind of new, though, right?
It's brand new to the Commonwealth. Actually, Northeast and New England, there's no services up until the last year, 2024. Nowhere in the Northeast was doing this. It's something they were doing down in Texas. It's from military data. What we did is we took the clinical data and the clinical treatment of patients, which we do in the emergency room, brought it out to the field, and we operationalized it through the fire department and the regional dispatch center. And we use it as a shared resource to the area around Norfolk County, going to Bristol County sometimes. And the way we set it up is we have 2 units of whole blood, which is the best blood to give if someone's bleeding out and losing blood. We give that to create a bridge to get the patient from the scene of injury to the operating room at a level 1 trauma center. So we're able to get the patient who may go into cardiac arrest and then be forced to go to a community hospital where they cannot be worked on, give them blood, get them through the stage of shock, get their pulse back, get them to a level 1 trauma center where there's a trauma team standing by, and they can go right to the OR. So we're saving a lot of time in the golden hour that they talk about, but we're allowing the tissues to be perfused, the brain to be perfused, the heart, keeping the patient alive long enough to get to the hospital. And this is exciting because this is the only advancement really in trauma care since the 1970s when paramedics started. And even then, we went through mask pants, different types of devices and everything that never played out. This is what you do in the emergency department. It's not till now that we have the technology to store the blood remotely. The Canton Fire Department is an agreement with Boston Medical Center in Boston with their blood bank. It's a satellite blood bank for Boston Medical Center. They carry 2 units of blood at the station. It's probably not the most efficient way to do it. If I had all the money in the world, I would set it up so we have 2 paramedics on standby for a region that are available to go out and respond immediately to a call. You have active shooter calls, you have Metrolec call outs where the police department needs force protection. If one of their officers gets shot, they would need blood to replace what's being lost, just as a bridge to get them to the OR so they can survive. Without the blood, the brain's going to die, the tissues, the kidneys are going to die. They're going to, what we call coagulopathic, which means they might make it to the OR, but the surgeon will start trying to sew up the wound and they'll just bleed out right on the table. When we replace blood, we're replacing what carries the oxygen. We replace platelets, we replace clotting factor, and that allows the wounds to heal. So we're not we're not fixing the trauma. We're just creating the bridge to keep them alive to get to the ER. So by putting the blood in Canton, that allows us to intercept with different areas of Norfolk County. For instance, we found this incidents that occur in Brockton. Initially, they were being dispatched to the scene in Brockton. We discovered that it would be better to set up intercept points along the highway to go to. So Brockton, Bridgewater, somewhere gets a major trauma that needs to be a level 1 trauma center. They contact Norfolk County Communications. Norfolk County Communications dispatches the transfusion team. They get the blood, they put it in the truck. They go out and they meet them along 95, 90, or 24. If they get there and there's a delay, they go towards the ambulance, they meet up. We've done the stats of last year. The biggest delay is 3 minutes. They meet the ambulance, they already know they're going with them, whether they need the blood or not. They get in the back, they start the transfusion on the way. The time from injury to the point of arrival at the hospital, we found it's about average 29 minutes, so there's no delay in this. Any blood that's not used, we can store it for up to 27 days. If it doesn't get used, it gets brought back to Boston Medical Center, replaced. That blood gets broken up into its components and there's absolutely no waste. So we either use it or there's no, but we found actually we're using it at least once a month. So we've gone out, I think in last year, Chief, we've gone out like
91
almost 91 times.
Wow.
We've used it 35 times. The last time we used it was a call in Milton, where the guy had amputation. They required multiple tourniquets. That patient would have probably bled out on scene, or short before getting to the hospital, he probably would have went to a local hospital. Instead, they not only took him to a trauma center, but they bypassed a local closer trauma center to get him to the trauma center that can do reimplantation. So he had his limbs reimplanted, and he's lost, I think, 1 limb, but he's alive. He's doing well. The first patient was actually in Braintree, June 29, 2024, like 2 a.m. They got called out to a major car accident with this prolonged extrication in Braintree. They made it to the scene from Canton. Patient's blood pressure was very low in the 70s. Heart rate was like 140. They gave him blood. He became alert and oriented en route. They were able to get him to the OR and he survived.
Wow. So a couple of quick questions to help us out. I should have asked you, what's your background? What's your title?
So
you talked to
I'm a EMS medical director for
Okay.
a group of towns in the
Okay.
area.
for your EMS director, and that's
Correct.
obvious. And this is a new component, right?
Very
And again, the emphasis is not just Canton. It's for
Correct.
Norfolk
This is
County.
a
And
shared resource.
it's a shared resource,
We're
right?
fortunate enough, talking to Charlie Dewey at the beginning and Wendell, to, present this to the Canton Select Board and everybody and the union, and everyone's in agreement that this is something worthwhile. So Canton is actually putting out resources and not really getting anything in return, but satisfaction. We're the first in the state and we're saving lives. We've, seen patients come back to the station and talk to them.
Yeah.
They would have probably.
Does this require, does this require the medical people to have specialized training?
Yes.
You mentioned something about the people that are.
Yeah, so we
that.
selected.
Beyond paramedic, they got special training?
Correct. So these are paramedics that we selected. We tried to select the best of the best in Canton.
Yeah.
And then we took them into Boston Medical Center. We trained them in, blood transfusions, blood products, when to use them. There's some risk. We talked about the risk and the benefit and everything, when to use it. We found that initially, like, some of the pushback we'd get would be, okay, you're putting in something new, a new toy on the truck. They're going to give it to everyone. These paramedics, we found that they're giving it appropriately. When they don't need it, they're not giving it. We've gone out, like you said, like 90 times, giving it like maybe 30 something. So they're appropriately holding when they don't need it and giving it when they need it.
Is it on a specialized truck? I'm just curious.
So
Or is it only ambulances?
Well, it has to be on it has to be on an ambulance.
Okay.
We have a class 5 ambulance, which is basically a non-transporting ambulance that we use, that is fully equipped to all ALS care. And we have special equipment, the bags, keep it cold, and then everything is carried in a bag and we put it on the truck when it needs to go.
Fantastic. Really.
Yeah,
Commissioner Collins.
So I'm just curious. So I know that there are many different blood types, and you have to be careful about that. So do you have to carry all the different types?
Nope. So it's funny because online, if you listen, come trolls, but if you listen to people like commenting online, that's one of the things that they said. Well, you're delaying things, typing screen printers. We use what's called O positive blood. So O negative is a universal donor, but through research and everything, we found that O positive, it's called low titer, meaning there's less antibodies in there to cause a reaction. We use that, and the chances of a reaction.
I would have thought it was O
pretty
negative,
much zero.
but O positive.
O positive is much more prevalent. O negative is very rare type. So
Okay.
we use O positive. So the answer is we don't have to worry about typing screening patients.
That's great.
And what's
The
the
biggest risk.
in terms of state level? What's your next goal? I mean, I know so Canton has one, but is there something you're looking to get something in the North?
So my goal,
Cape Cod, or-
So my goal right now in this area, so what I was trying to show, and Chief Wendell were trying to show that we could operationalize it. I think the clinical data is out there that shows that it's something that we can do for patients. It'll save lives. So how do we operationalize it? Everyone can't have blood. Having it on every ambulance isn't really feasible. So if you have a shared resource among the towns to do it, so we elected to put it up in Canton because we're at the corner of 95, 24, and 128. Every ambulance going into Boston usually is going through that area. So we put it in that area, we're more likely to intercept the patients that way. My goal is to put it down in Mansfield, down the other end of 95, because those patients go towards Providence. So now we've covered the whole corridor of 95, 495, and 128. They actually made it to a call that's coming out of Dover up on Route 9.
Wow.
They met up with Dover's ambulance on the way to Beth Israel.
Dover's Norfolk County. It's okay. They take care of the county. Chief duty or manager duty, would you like to say anything at all?
Real brief,
Kinda-
Commissioner.
Yeah.
Thanks, Doc. I just want to thank the commissioners, obviously, and Director Cronin as well, for the support for the kids' blood program. It is so new, and it's really not been done in the Northeast before. So to try to get support, particularly financial support, has been really difficult. But we see it as such a resource for the county. It's clearly working and saving lives, many lives. So that struggle is ongoing. So we appreciate the support that you've given us. And we will put those funds to good use, and it will undoubtedly save lives. So
Great.
thank you all very much.
Very happy to
Thank
do
you.
that. Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, we made the motion last week to approve the funding for the grant. I was wanting to do that with my colleagues, and the check is supposedly en route. But would you mind, with the chair's permission, if we took a quick photo?
Sure.
If we could be in recess for a minute, do a picture, and
Sure,
then
and then they don't have to
You know?
sit through the rest of the meeting.
would you mind if we do that? Just a quick recess, a little photo outside, quick picture, and then we'll let you be on your way.
Sounds
And
good.
a great job. They're really very interesting to learn about this.
It is
It's a
interesting.
fantastic program. Very happy and good to see it.
I'll take a motion to go into 5-minute recess.
All right, so moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
We'll
Right.
recess for 5 minutes. Thank you very much. We're back on record on the November 5th, 2025 meeting. Regular weekly meeting. And I'd like to stay on item number 5 if no one objects, which is appointments. We did the Town of Canton Fire Department.
Yeah.
And we have an appointment today with our team from Wollaston Recreation Facility, Colin Miner and Sue Calabro. I'd like to have them come up. They'll take care of item number 5. That way. So, folks, come on. John, you want to sit?
Thank you, Commissioner.
Yeah.
No, where you going, John?
Okay.
Okay. John, I'm going to ask you to just synopsize the purpose of this visit, and we'll take it from there.
Sure. Thank you, Chairman. Good afternoon, Commissioners. The golf course through Carl and Sue has had a bit of a pivot season with a new golf pro on board. I've asked Carl to come in and give the Commissioners an update as they wind down the season, which has about another month of golf to go. But there's been some changes and some favorable results, which I think are in your packet. In addition, there's been some work done at the golf course from ARPA funding to improve some of the tennis courts. We asked Patrick Higgins, your surveyor, to kind of take the lead on that, as it was involved a fair amount of engineering, and Patrick's done great work over the last 6 months, working with the vendors and getting the work done. So he's here to address sort of the status of that project, which is also in your packet. So without further ado, I'll defer back to you, Mr. Chairman, but it's a pleasure to see Carl and Sue have done a wonderful job this year for your Wollaston recreational facility.
Thank you.
Okay. Why don't we have Patrick do his overview, and we'll go right into the rest of us, since he's here. Hi, Patrick.
Chairman Shea, how you doing?
You-
Fine. The golf course is project is nearing completion. We've replaced course 1 and 2 fully. Most of the gates, I would say 80% of the gates have been replaced with ADA compliant access gates to the exterior. The practice court has been resurfaced. The practice wall has been resurfaced and painted. We have 4 new access points that are ADA compliant to the courts 1 and 2, the practice court, warm-up court, and courts 9 and 10. And then from Evans Street side, we have new sidewalks that come in that are ADA compliant from the Evans Street sidewalk to courts 3 through 8. So those are all improvements. There'll be new ADA ramps. People will notice when they drive through, there's new ADA ramps and for parking and loading and unloading, and also crosswalks at 2 locations where the sidewalks, people coming in from Evans Street or from the tennis courts going to the golf would need access. So that's about it. We're at a
There we go.
substantial completion, and we have a small punch list of items. We're waiting for like a handrail for the new stairs right there. There are a couple of water drinking fountains that were out of service, so we had those removed. But these are all new improvements for access. So the stairs have a handrail that's coming. It's on getting painted now, and it'll be in. That's course 1 and 2. Completely ripped down to the base. Ripped down to the base, completely compacted. A new base course and finish course. And from what I understand, there's 3 applications for what you see there for the finish. So we have CSS Architects is the architects that we have, the house doctor architect that we're using, with Gail, who is used to doing sports athletic facilities. That's the practice court there with the wall.
How long is the surface good for that on there? When does it have to be?
I think it depends. I think the service that one should last at least up to 8 to 10 years. I'm hoping. Typically, when we've been the last time the courts were rebuilt like this was in the 90s, and probably about every 5 to 6 years, once you get cracks in them and water gets underneath, then we've been resurfacing them with repairs and then sealing on top. So this should last. I'm hoping 8 to 10 years, and then from there on, we do resurfacing every 5 to 6.
What's the makeup of those? We can go back those little pickleball courts there. Is that turf material?
No, it's pavement.
It's
It's asphalt.
Okay.
And then it has the first base course is like a sand epoxy filler that fills all the voids on the pavement, so it's smooth, but still has a grip. and then the finished coats on top
Wow,
and the line stripe.
they look great.
We worked with Carl to pick out the colors. They were amenable and it kind of match in with the rest of the tennis courts. So it was good. We worked really well with Carl and enjoyed the process.
Are these being used now, Patrick?
No, we're gonna have the posts and the nets put in as a test run, and then have them immediately taken out because it's wintertime and they close them down for the winter. So
So next spring.
Yeah.
Okay.
they're ready to go.
Do they get covered up during the winter? To preserve them from the winter snow or ice or no?
Oh, they get so nice on them,
I
yeah.
mean, I know, no, do you cover them up? Saying no, okay.
And the way they're designed originally from the I think it's 1975 76, they all have sheet flow diagonally across the courts, and there's two drainage catch basins in the middle courts that catches the two ends are elevated at both ends, 1 and 2, 9 and 10. They drain down to the lower courts, and the lower courts drain to two catch basins that are down below.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Commissioners, one thing that Patrick mentioned, but I think bears some accent is the safe path of travel has now been completely looped and cleaned. Prior to the work that was done on the courts, pedestrian walking, say from the clubhouse, had to navigate a variety of different improvised paths to get there. We've now installed, as he mentioned, new sidewalks that are ADA compliant that bring them all the way back in the loop to the pathway that takes you down from the clubhouse. So it's now a safe pedestrian access point that, as Bill is pointing out right there, that pedestrians can now use. That was sort of an extension of the project that we thought was beneficial to the front of the house there.
And recently, within the last couple of years, the city had repaved Evans Streets, and when they did that, they did new curbing and sidewalk out on the Evans Street, the public road coming in. They had done new concrete sidewalks, so we've connected to those, and then they can get from the court from Evans Street right to the courts directly, or come around. If you're in a wheelchair, you can access the playground that we replaced a few years ago, or the courts or to the clubhouse. So it's fully compliant coming in from the public walking in from Evans Street.
Mr. Chairman, can I ask a question?
Sure.
For you. So you mentioned, something they just said, we're almost done. We're not quite done. So, and cold weather's coming, winter's coming, sooner or later. Will you get it done before winter, or we're gonna have to put it off till spring?
I'm inspecting all the details, so we have a small punch list that we're working off of,
Right.
and it's time dependent and temperature dependent on what the contractor can do.
Yeah,
But it's really close. You can,
okay. Okay. Fingers crossed. You never know.
sometimes in November we have a
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
What day, when does the golf course close?
December 10th.
December 10th.
Yes.
I thought it was next week. I'm missing the boat here.
A lot more time left.
Right.
a lot more golf. Thank you, commissioners.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Carl.
Yeah. Wonderful job.
Moving
They look
great.
moving chairs.
Yeah.
Okay, purpose of this meeting is an update,
It is, Carl.
yearly
We'll take it.
report, whatever we want to call it.
Carl has other updates for you relative to capital projects and Sue's updates on revenue.
All right, and then we'll have some questions and then we'll move on after.
Sure.
Carl, why don't you open up and
Sounds good.
go from there? Thank you.
I just want to say I'm very happy with Sue Calabro and Todd Solomon, the assistant golf course superintendent, who's doing a fabulous job this year. And they've been a pleasure to work with. The course conditions this year were great. Can't say anything better about them. We've had a lot of compliments about them. Sue ran the Norfolk County Classic and floorball this year. It went off without a hitch. Over the winter, we'll be looking at a possible rate increase for green fees. And we haven't had one since 2024. So we're going to look at that again this winter. There's been $50,000 allocated for the irrigation study. I have a list of consultants. I've narrowed it down to 4, and Todd Solomon and myself will be interviewing them, and we'll get one on board. There's $74,000 for project money. I don't have a project at the moment, but there is a lot of tree work to be done. The ash trees have been, attacked by the emerald ash borer, which, and they've taken out 9 trees. And these are trees that, we can't, handle. So that might be part of what that money goes to. And also, there's also a dump where we put all our brush and logs that need to be taken out. It's very unsightly. It's in the middle of the golf course, pretty much. We used to burn it every year, but we haven't done a burn since I believe 2017. So that needs to be taken care of. Other than that, that's about it for me.
Okay. Hello,
you.
commissioners. Thank you for having us here today.
Sue?
Yep.
Thank you.
I have the revenue part of how the golf course did. I'm not sure if everybody got this sheet. I think it's in your packet. 2024 did over 1,816,091, and this year 2,016,256, where we stood from last year to this year. We ended it November 1st because that's what we're up at. I attribute a lot of the revenue being up. One of the changes I tried to implement with working with Carl, stuff I noticed right away was rounds played in 2024 was over 37,000. This year it was up. It was 37,056. This year we jumped around 700 rounds up to 37,793. I attribute that because one of the things I noticed right away is people calling and saying they had a hard time getting tee times. We have a very active membership, which is super because that's your shoulder season, the support in the off season, going into the busy season. The tee times were you could call 48 hours in advance. I extended that to a week in advance. So I think that really helped capture more players and make use of the time of day that we have as the season winds down. You want to capture June, July, and August when we have so much daylight, maximize the golf course with leaves and from dusk to when from dawn to dusk. That place was busy. Outings are a very good source of revenue. We generated over 116,000 just in outings alone. These figures don't include the cart revenue because I'm not sure what we get a certain split of it. So I did basically just the greens fees and people on course. But there was 17 outings in 2024. I booked a few more, so we had 20 in 2025. Next year, I booked an additional 3, so we're up to 23 next year. We love to run these. There's one on a weekend, but that's been grandfathered in. These folks have done it forever. The Susie one, great family. A lot of them we love to run on Mondays. That's a little slow day, so I think 80% of our outings were on Mondays, and then we utilize Friday for the other ones. John, Director Cronin, had asked me to start a demographic thing this summer to see when people check in where they came from, where they live. And 90% of our golfers come from Boston, like Dorchester area, Quincy, Braintree, Weymouth, Canton, and Randolph. The other 10% would be somebody visiting. In that case, they usually call me about a month in advance. Hey, we'll be there on vacation. Can we get about 4 tee times? And we always accommodate that because we want these people to come back if they have a great experience. They're vacationing in Boston. We want them to play Presidents. That pretty much summed up our year. Looking forward to next year. Carl and I have tossed around different ideas to increase more revenue. Now that I got my feet wet this year, it was a bit of a roller coaster, but it was a lot of fun. Love coming to work every day.
Yeah.
Love talking to Carl first thing in the morning. It was dynamite. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And looking forward to next year.
So in layman's terms, are we $200,000 ahead of last year?
Yes.
Is that-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got found the sheet. We're up.
Yeah.
Everything's up. Rounds played.
Everything's up.
Yeah,
money up.
I know, John,
Good.
I looked at some figures from a couple of years prior too. I don't know if they're in that package.
That's good.
Yeah, and I also
No,
gave
it's great.
Trending up.
trending up. I also gave Director Cronin the detail. The report is very detailed. But as far as, did you take a look at that? As far as the golf shop revenue on that side, it's up.
I thought it was 20%.
It's like 20%. I mean, so we're really increased stuff. That's kind of a tough sell because we can sell it as the same as somebody can online, Dick's Sporting Goods. So for people to come here and start buying stuff home is great. Another thing we took on board is the used golf balls, which we probably sold 5,600, and at no cost to us. They come in, they dive the pond on 15. We get 10% of what they pull out, and we resell it for $1.25 a ball. So that was easy money. And that's all I have.
Not trying to put you in the spot. I'm just curious. I remember last year, I think we had a county advisory board meeting, and the Quincy, and Timmy Cahill was the chairman at the time, so it might have been a year ago, because he's down in charge of South Shore. But the Quincy Chamber of Commerce had an outing, and they were very pleased. Did they come back this year?
Yes, they did.
They did.
Yeah, they were fantastic.
They were wonderful. But Tim left. He
Oh, okay.
passed the torch to somebody else, but they couldn't believe how good it was. So they raved about it.
Yeah, no, they're a lot of fun, and the way I look at it is, anybody can go anywhere. So it's the hospitality we're going to give them, and make it a great day for them. I mean, everybody's there to do a charity, whether it's raising money for a county or someone in a hospital or somebody that's passed away. It's just they're a lot of fun working with people like that. But they were fantastic because they did say we're new at doing this. So between myself and Billy and Kyle, we just walked them all through it. But as far as the golf course goes, just to piggyback on that, the people that played in the Norfolk County Classic in May, then came back and played the 4-ball in October. They said it was amazing, the difference in the golf course and the greens.
Wow.
Everybody that have played there in the past said it was a great experience.
Just an idea, just food for thought. When you're germinating over a cup of coffee in the winter and think of things to do. I know the Aggie has a golf team. I'm pretty sure they do. And I know there's a lot of schools in the area that have golf teams. I'd like to see if we could figure out a way to maybe help out the Aggie or other schools that may want to use that course in some way. Might be a nice thing,
Yeah, we just took on Archbishop's Williams.
Okay.
We
Golf
have we have Fontbonne, the golf team there. Fontbonne's only spring. Took on Archbishop spring and fall, and we have North Quincy there in the fall. We have leagues every single night, and of course the schools play on Monday and Wednesday at 3.
Right.
So I've worked with the leagues that when the kids are going to be there, they take a step back and let the kids tee off first, because that's the future of the game. We want to have the kids there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure we can
Just
work something out.
So we can kick around.
Yeah, even if we utilize the back nine, there's always ways to get creative.
I know, John, you might better know through the chair. Where's the Aggie play their matches? Do you know?
I was just
Are they
discussing. I
appointed?
think it's a country club in Norwood. It might be
Norwood.
Norwood Country
Then they
Club.
get plastic golf balls.
And then sometimes we stay on campus and hit
Yeah,
plastic.
softballs. If we can help them out, that'd be,
All right. Okay. Oh, good.
Okay.
Oh, great job.
Commissioners, Carl also sent some course pics. Bill's brought them up for you so you can see.
Oh, yeah.
As Sue echoed, it's in tremendous shape. It's a fairway shot. I believe you had a couple in that picture scheme, Carl. So
That's
that was
the 18th hole looking up to the clubhouse.
You take these pictures, Carl?
I did.
Yeah, they're good.
the only one up. Okay. That's reflective of the whole course. Carl, I presume it's all
It's all
greened up back.
greened up. Yep.
Looks great.
Really does.
Is it safe to say if our ship came in, prioritize spending, that irrigation is number one still?
Yes.
We gotta work. Okay. As long as we're all on the same page, but
Keep the revenues
waiting for the ship
right
is
away.
another story.
We will.
Keep bumping them up.
It's going to be better next year. Trust me.
Not to put pressure on you, but
No, halfway through the season, I said to Carl, you want to take baby steps because there's so many people that have been there for so many years.
right.
You take baby steps with the change that's going to benefit everybody. But there are changes with the association that's going to increase revenue.
Mhm.
And I've already had the meetings with the presidents of the men's and ladies, and they're totally on board with some of the changes we want to do next year. So I'm looking forward to that.
Good.
And it's all weather dependent too. Gotta remember that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It can only rain
Did
at
you
night.
say this was a great?
It can only rain at night in the
Was the
summer.
weather a good
It
overall
was,
good for
it was
golf?
great.
I mean, it was very hot,
Mhm.
but you didn't get a lot of rain, right?
Yeah.
So
A lot of sunny days.
yeah.
Yeah, just a few Saturdays in the spring.
Right.
There was some
Yeah.
rain, but other than that, it was fantastic.
Okay, last call on the golf course. Good job, gang.
Nice job. Really. Thank you
Commissioners,
for coming in.
would it be appropriate to ask Carl to come back, prior to budget time to talk about rates and fees and any changes proposed for the next golf season? Would you like to see
Do
him?
we set the rates before we do the budget? We do. Generally,
At the same time, pretty much.
okay.
Yes.
If
I would
Carl,
say
if you-
yes.
if you're looking at market changes and
Mhm.
fees and so forth, we can bring that forth in the spring.
Okay.
Or late winter.
Sounds good.
Okay, last call. Anything else?
No, great job. Thank you.
All golf. Okay, thank you a lot. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a
Nice to
great
see you.
day. See you. That completes item number 5. I'd like to go back and take care of the minutes and then go to executive session.
All right.
And we have one introduction before we go to executive session.
Mr. Chairman, if you want, I'd be pleased to move approval of the open session meeting minutes for October 22nd as presented. I did review them.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the minutes of October 29, 2025.
No,
All in
22.
favor?
Second.
22.
22.
22. First-
Okay, I got it
I'm sorry.
inverted.
I
That's
did
all
20 I
right.
know, I did 22.
All in favor of October 22nd.
Aye.
It is a vote. Next,
Mr.
29.
Chairman, I'll move approval of the meeting minutes for the open session of October 29 as presented.
Motion made and seconded to approve the open session meetings of October 29, 2025. Thank you. I just want to jump off.
We didn't vote.
Yeah, all in favor?
All in favor.
Right. Aye.
I just want to jump off and introduce Gerard Foy. Gerard, come on up and have a seat. Gerard Foy is,
Commissioners.
as of Monday, past Monday, our new employee, what do we call it?
Human resources.
HR.
Human Resources Director. And he comes to us with a great resume, and I know John and the previous Human Resource Director spent a lot of time and effort interviewing people, and after a worldwide search, we settled on a Franklin, Mass. Individual. Gerard is here, and I
This
just
your
want to
first
have him
week?
come in and say hello.
This is your first week?
Yes, it's my third day. So,
Third day.
Oh,
Yeah.
first day. Oh.
Third day.
Third day.
Monday.
Oh, okay.
third, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So hello, Gerard, and
Thank you. I'm glad to be here and look forward to, getting everything going here and pitching in and doing what, County Director John Cronin wants and, what you guys need to do and, keep things going and improve everything and, just, support everybody here.
So just so you'll know, the prior HR person, with the help of John and others, we did a complete revision of our personal handbook.
Yes.
I want to take a good look at that. Maybe
Yes.
dust off the old ones. You'll see some differences
Yes.
because occasionally there seems to be some instances where people still haven't seen that there's a difference between the old and the new,
Yes.
if you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
So look at the old as well as the new one, and that
Absolutely.
will help you maybe moving forward a little
Yeah,
bit. You know,
absolutely. Absolutely.
just a thought.
Yes.
But
Absolutely.
this is great to have you. It's exciting,
Thank
you
you.
know.
Our interim HR director, Michael McGovern, will remain for the rest of this week and
Oh,
into
good.
next week to
Yeah.
complete the transition with Gerard, but we wanted to put a face with the name. Pleasure to have him on board. A lot of work to do, so.
Yep.
Yeah, thank
Looking forward to it.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gerard.
Thank you,
Very
Commissioner.
available if you have any questions. Welcome aboard
Thank you.
to Norfolk County. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Great to meet you. Take care.
You want to go to, should we go to,
Yeah, you want to do
Do
executive?
we do
session?
public comment, get that out of the way, or you
Executive
wanna?
what do you want to do a few more?
Scott's waiting.
Hmm?
Scott's waiting.
Okay, that's what I thought. Number 3, executive session.
We're going back.
Yeah, I'd like to go back and get into executive session too.
You don't have to look.
Sure, I'll make the motion to go in executive session. Chapter 38, section 21, subsection 8, subsection 3. Discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining or litigation. If an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining of litigating positions of the public body, and the chair so declares.
All right, I'll second the motion presented by Commissioner Collins, as read.
Motion made and seconded. Take a roll call vote. We go into executive session. We will be returning for the remainder of our November 5th regular meeting. Commissioner Stady,
Yes, I vote yes.
Commissioner Collins.
Yes.
Commissioner Shea votes yes. We
Thank
are in
you.
executive session. If you make plans, Bill. Thank you. We're back on the record on our November 5th, 2025 meeting of the Norfolk County Commissioners. Gentlemen, I'll call your attention to Item number 6 is where we left off when we went into executive session. Item number 6 is public comment. Each week at our meeting, we allow public comment, whether you come in person or you are listening on the Zoom. So if there's anyone out in the Zoom who has any public comment, now is the time to bring it up.
What's that? Yes, that.
Seeing none. Director Cronin, do you have any
No, sir.
Buddy that notified you?
Okay.
Last call for public comment. That concludes public comment. Number 7, old business, we have none. Number 8, personal matters for consideration. We have several from the agricultural school. Commissioner Stady.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I have several, we'll go through as best we can. Some are resignation, some are retirement. So we have first the notice of resignation for Danielle Camerano as camp horse instructor at the rate stated effective date 10/24/25. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Move approval on notice of retirement of Gary Muse, building maintenance supervisor at the rate stated effective date 12/15/25. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Next.
Approval of contingent employment for Samantha Reynolds as substitute instructor at the rate stated effective 11/6/25. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Thank you.
Move approval and notice of regrade. Kimberty Brenton as special ed paraprofessional at the rate stated effective 11/5/25. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Next.
Move approval of resignation of Kurt Buckman as animal science foreperson at the rate stated effective 11/16/25. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Next.
Move approval of notice of resignation of Olivia McCann as student summer camp at the rate stated effective 10/31/25. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Next.
I'm going to move approval of the resignation for Seamus Michael McCurtain and also of Nicholas Stubbs, both as student labor, rate stated, and both dates 10/31/25. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
Move approval of resignation of Caroline Troutman, student labor, rate stated effective 10/31/25. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Next.
Move approval of resignation of Paige Schneider as student summer camp, rate stated effective date 10/31/25. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
And
It is a vote.
Last one, I believe. Move
Yes.
approval of notice of resignation for Grace Cunningham for student summer camp, the rate stated effective 10/31/25. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
That completes
It is a vote.
the personnel matters.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Back to Commissioner Stady. 9, payroll and expense warrants for approval.
Right, Mr. Chairman, we have 4 for our warrant list of 11/5/25. First, item 26-18, move approval of payroll of the county for the sum of $145,108.75. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor? It is
Aye.
a vote. Next.
Next, I move approval for 11-0126, the expense of the county, the sum of $51,344.73. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
Next, I move approval of 26-05, expense of the school, the sum $133,089.36. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
And finally, the Walter Recreational Facility credit card payment 11-525. I move the approval of sum $30,701. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
That completes that.
Thank you. Number 10, report from the
Do you
procurement
need that?
department for bid openings and or any contract awards. Good afternoon, Maureen.
Hello.
How
Why
are you?
don't you tell us about what we have here?
So we have two very minor contracts. One is for actuarial services through Sherman Actuarial, and it's just 4 hours of work that we'd like to get approved. And the second is a very brief carpentry contract to finish up the ladies' room at Renton Courthouse. So we found a carpenter that's licensed and can do the work for us.
Okay, let's take them one at a time.
Okay.
First one is a approval of the contract for actuarial services from Sherman Associates. The background explanation is here. I think the director, who can speak for himself, has been working with the Norfolk County Retirement Board relative to the county's amount we put in for our people, and other cities and towns have the same issue. So John has reached out and spoken to this person, and a limited amount of resources John thinks that he can help. That information will explain it a little better and help. Talking about actuarial services, we don't need to get into too much, but that's what that's about.
This does
The answer,
provide for 4 hours of work and then 4 additional
right,
if needed, correct?
right. No, not to exceed, right.
4 + 4 if needed.
If needed, right, okay. So unless there's any questions?
No, any questions?
All
No.
right, I'll move approval of to award the contract from the county commissioners to Sherman Actuarial Services LLC. They are located, but actually to promote provided actuarial consulting services as requested, as it pertains to different components of the county retirement system. The rate stated is $2.50 an hour for no more than 4 hours with no additional hours if needed. I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Sherman Services. Second part of this is a contract for some carpentry work to be done at Renton Court before the snow flies. We don't have a carpenter right now, but
Yeah,
John,
Commissioner,
you
if
can
I could,
explain.
this is an urgent item. We have an urgent need for carpentry work at Rentham District Court, not wait. So we're asking for you to approve it under this week's agenda item. Under this week's agenda, excuse me, as an item of urgent need. Please, thank you.
With that, I would make the motion, Mr. Chair, if you want, to approve this emergency situation, to approve the work for Ryan Love Construction by carpentry services at the Rentham Court to finish the lower level bathroom and remodeling work at the rate stated not to exceed the sum of $9,999 and all the other particulars in terms of against the charges. The work to be completed before the end of the year, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I have to have that.
Yeah,
I'll make
he's
that.
aware of it. He's going to come right in.
I'll second that
That
motion.
goes to you, Maureen. I'm sorry. Motion made and seconded on the carpentry work at Rentham District Court. Contract of $9,999 not to exceed. Work to be done immediately. All in favor?
Aye. How is the search going for the carpenter? That's not. Oh, okay, great. Okay.
Under reports of it, right.
All right, good. All right. Anything else you have? Is that-
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Colleen.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm gonna get your signature on this one, okay?
Left that there.
All right.
This is the carpenter, okay? Okay, who's that? Number 11. Report of the county director.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a few items, Commissioners. To Commissioner Stady's remarks on the questioning of the status of carpenter interviews. We will be conducting, I believe, a total of 5 interviews this Wednesday, tomorrow, throughout the day. I think I previously mentioned we got quite a few resumes for this position. We see some very promising candidates ahead of us. So we will conduct the interviews tomorrow, and if needed, a second interview round will be used to kind of settle things up if we don't find a front runner. Similarly, the RSVP volunteer coordinator hiring process has proceeded. They've conducted the first round of Zoom related interviews to screen candidates. They have 2 preferred candidates coming in also tomorrow for interview, and we'll see how far that takes them. If further interviews are needed, they'll do it. But right now, they're looking at 2 more tomorrow. And then finally, just a notice to the department heads who may be listening. Phil Iantosca will be sending out a notice on Monday, November 10th, alerting them of the upcoming deadline for submitting supplemental transfer needs for the December 17th advisory board meeting. As you probably know, the commission has received and act upon any requests on the week before, December 10th. And with the holiday in the middle, we thought we'd give people adequate notice to submit their needs shortly. So watch for the email from Phil and the directions to file supplemental transfer needs for the upcoming advisory board meeting. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Anything else for John? Any other questions?
No, I think covered everything. I think.
Good.
Hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Number 12. Emergency topics that the chair did not reasonably anticipate to be discussed. Now is the time. I have none. Commissioner Stady, please.
Yeah, really quick. I just happened to see something in the newspaper that we all belong to the National Association of County Commissioners, and they had said they were asking everybody to urge in support of our veterans next week, with Veterans Day is coming up, to shine a green light in your porch or your house or something of that effect. So just put it out there. I mean, people have their own way of honoring our veterans. It's a wonderful thing, but I guess they're saying go green and show a green light. That's just what they had. That's why I bring it up. Nice thought. And very pleased how we did today to care the county with that medical procedure. I appreciate all the work that was done to help out make that facilitated. Appreciate that great deal. That was all. And we have the Aggie tonight. We have the Norfolk Aggie meeting tonight.
Oh, yeah, so they go to
Right,
school
right,
committee
school.
meeting tonight.
6 o'clock, right?
Correct.
We'll be there, yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, last call. Anything else? I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Now, let's get the right time. So I'll move that we adjourn at 2:42.
Second.
2:42 p.m. Thank
Right.
you.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.